What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the AM, guys. Welcome back to 5 Minute Rants. I'm your host, Michael Abernathy, and welcome back to the show predicated on the journey of life and business. So today, I actually want to talk about greater good. I want to define this for everybody. I've talked recently a lot about vision, just to help people understand what a vision is. And I think oftentimes it is much easier to build a vision and define a vision than it is to actually define a greater good. And greater good, just like vision. So vision applies personally. It applies like for a company, for building, entrepreneurship. It applies for partnerships. It applies for just everyday life. Okay. And the same thing with greater good. And now greater good is simply this. It's the heart behind the company or behind the vision. It's the heart behind the man I am and who I want to be as a husband or father or a partner. It's the heart. And a greater good really applies to all that we do. There's a Proverbs that says, out of the heart flow all the issues of life. And so everything that we do as people, everything comes from our heart, our intents, our purpose, why we're doing what we're doing. It all comes from that. And you can actually tell companies that are built on greater good and have a greater good than companies that aren't. And the companies that do have a greater good, they actually seem like they're full of life. They seem very personable. We call them personal, right? Oh, they're just so personal. They care. They do these things. And the reason why we can say that and why caring becomes tangible is because of the greater good, is because of the heart intention and the purpose behind that company, behind what they're doing. And to give you an example of greater good, my wife's law firm, your law firm, we've really helped work with her to build that and really build up that brand and her firm. But one of the things and one of the places that we started was the greater good. And the greater good driving that whole firm is a servant's heart. The whole purpose of the law firm, the whole purpose of what she's doing and her team and everything else that's happening is to really have a servant's heart, to serve people, to be empathetic and caring and kind. And we define that word servant and what it means, but that's the heart. And so every person that comes now into that business and wants to be a part of that team, this is what we give them. And we say, hey, listen, this is the whole reason. This is our whole entire purpose for why we're building what we're building. Because what we're building, if you're in the legal world or in real estate, what you're doing is building a law firm. It's very easy. There are certain industries that it's very easy to understand what you're building. And if you're inventing something new, it is very hard to actually understand what you're building. There are things that are similar, but they're not quite what you are. And so for her, it's like, cool, the vision, what's a building? What are we building? A law firm, right? And a team. But then what is the heart behind that? Why do we want this type of heart? And does this matter to us? And so this is the same thing for marriage. This is the same thing for parenting. This is just the same thing in general in life. You must know your heart. What is your heart purpose and intention for what you're doing, right? Is it to make money? And we feel corporations that are out to make money and out to be greedy. We feel that. And then as a result, guess what? We don't like doing business with that. If you're all about money, I'm not your customer because I don't want my life to be all about money. I need money to live. Money is not evil. It's not an evil thing. If I use money for evil, cool. But again, that's me, not the money. And it's the same thing. Like, that's not how I want to live my life. I like doing business with people who care about people. I care about people. I like being around people. And so my life and the things that I want to do, I have things that I've predicated my life on and being like, and then I find a company or I want to do business with somebody who's aligned with that. And that's one of the reasons why the greater good is so important, because it helps you find like-minded people. And even if they're not aware of it, it doesn't matter. It still helps find people that value and appreciate the heart and the purpose for why you're building it, right? Because if I'm just doing it just to be a lawyer, you talk about just being cold and ruthless and just calculated. And in the legal world, and if you're a lawyer listening to this, sorry if I offend you, but there's a lot of just ruthlessness out in the legal world. Why? A lot of lawyers don't have a greater good. And maybe one day I'll get my wife to talk more about her journey and where she's been as an attorney and things like that on the show to help understand why this is so important for her personally. But this is everything. because this is the heart of the company. And if the heart's screwed up, everything else that comes out of it is going to be screwed up. Well, guys, I'm out of time, so I'll catch you later. Peace.